formation of rainbow, how this rainbow will be formed. So what are the conditions we have to fulfill for the formation of rainbow? Rainbow formation is a combined effect. It is not a single effect. It is a combined effect of reflection, refraction and dispersion of light. And working the main principle behind it will be TIR, total internal reflection. So when one part of the sky will be raining, another part of the sky, opposite part will be shining. That means there will be raining and shining will be takes place at the same time. So this large number of water molecules, semicircular shape. So red color will be emerges through this raindrop through 43 degree, and the violet color will be emerges at an angle of 41 degree. The large number of molecules in the sky will form the rainbow due to the reflection, refraction and dispersion of light through the light through this water drops, circular, sphere shaped water drops. Okay, then so what are the main conditions? That means one part of the sky will be raining, opposite part will be shining. At the same time, our back will be towards the sun. The raining part will be in front of us. That is also one of the conditions we have to observe the rainbow. So it is completely semicircular in shape to the observer on the earth. Okay, main points that red color will be emerges at an angle of 43 degree, violet color will be emerges through this water spheres, water molecules through at an angle of 41 degree. The large number of water molecules in the sky, in the atmosphere, can form the rainbow, which is semicircular in shape to the observer on the earth. Okay. So what are the main conditions? That is a combined effect of reflection, refraction and dispersion of light through the water molecules. Okay, this main principle behind of this will be TIR, total internal reflection. So what are the conditions to observe this rainbow? One part of the sky on the atmosphere, that means in the sky, will be raining, opposite part will be shining. Sun will be towards back, that means behind us, that means the sunlight will be coming from behind us. That is the conditions to observe the rainbow. Next will be topic, why this setting sun or rising sun appears red. Why that setting sun appears red? So yesterday in a previous class we said that so red color has a larger wavelength, it will be least scattered. Violet color will be have a shorter wavelength, most will be scattered. That means here the main formula, scattering inversely proportional to wavelength. Scattering inversely proportional to wavelength. If wavelength will be shorter, scattering will be more. So during sunrise or at sunset, sunrise will be travel larger distance in the atmosphere. Most of the blue color will be scattered away. That's why, that means sky will be predominates bluish color. So least, that means red color get a least scattered, and which is appears to coming from the sun. So that's why, so setting sun or rising sun appears red. The main reason, scattering inversely proportional to wavelength. So wavelength of the red color will be large. So that's why it will be used as a railway signal, a danger signal. It can travel long distance without any deviation. So wavelength and scattering are inversely proportional. If wavelength will be large, scattering will be less. While comparing with the red, blue color will be scattered more. That's why sky will be predominant blue color, bluish color. So red color which is least scattered, and also it should be appears to coming from the sun. That's why setting sun or rising sun appears as red. The main formula here, scattering inversely proportional to the wavelength. So next we have to solve one of the problem on the prism. Prism we are already, so this formula we are derived, mu is equal to sin a plus d suffix m by 2 by sin a by 2. Here A is the angle of prism, d suffix m is the angle of minimum deviation. On the basis of this formula, they are given one 2 marks problem. Let us solve the problem. Note down the problem. I will write here the problem. Note down. So what is the problem? A small angled prism. A small angled prism of 4 degree deviates a ray through deviates a ray through 2.48 degree. Find the refractive index of the prism. For small angled prism, so general formula, refractive index mu is equal to sin a plus dm by 2 by sin a by 2. For small angled prism, neglect the sin and substitute the remaining values. Here small angled prism, a value should be 4 degree, angle of minimum deviation 2.48 degree. Okay, then substitute in the formula, then formula will becomes a plus dm by 2 by a by 2. 2 will be cancelled. A value will be 4 plus dm value 2.48 by 4. That means the value will be becomes 6.48 by 4. The value will becomes 1.62. Mu do not have any units because it is the ratio of angle of sin of angle of incidence to sin of angle of refraction. So there will be no units. The value will be 1.62. Here small angled prism, neglect the sin value. Here on the basis of TAR and critical angle, so one of the application, how the mirage will be formed. Mirage, it is optical illusion. How the mirage will be formed? So due to in a hot summer day, while we are traveling on the either bus or car, if you are observed on the road, some water will be sprinkled on the road. Suppose if you go there, there will be no water. That means it is an optical illusion or a mirage. How this mirage will be formed? On the basis of critical angle on TAR, we can explain the formation of mirage now. So he is the observer on the hot summer days. So in desert, so the sand near this earth gets heated due to the sun's heat absorbed and gets heated and becomes very hot, which is near the earth. The sand gets heated and the air near the sand, the air layers gets due to the absorb this heat and gets expand. That means it becomes, that means molecules move away from each other. That means it becomes a rarer medium. That means the air layers near the sand becomes rarer medium. So air layers somewhat above from the earth or they are denser layers. That means they are somewhat cool and they become so denser. That means that is the denser layer. That means here two mediums will be formed which are nearer to the sand, that will be rarer medium, which is somewhat away from the sand, it will be denser medium. When sunlight travels from denser medium to rarer medium, so at a particular stage, if the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, total internal reflection takes place. Due to this total internal reflection, for this observer, that inverted image of the tree looks like a patch of water or pool of water. See here, it will be pool of water to the observer. So that is called mirage or optical illusion. Why it will be formed with this optical illusion? Due to the main principle behind it will be TIR, total internal reflection. How this TIR takes place? Because when this TIR will be takes place or optical illusion will be occurs, there will be two conditions. One is that so angle of incidence will be greater than critical angle. So another one is light must be travel from denser medium to rarer medium. If you say if two conditions are satisfied, then optical illusion or mirage will be formed. So the same situation will be occurs here because the layers, the air layers which are nearer to the sand, they absorb the heat from the sand, and air layers near the sand gets heated, and the molecules moves away from each other and becomes a rarer medium. And layers near somewhat above from the earth surface or above the sand, they are somewhat cool while comparing with the lower layers, so there becomes a denser medium. So when light travels from denser to rarer, so if angle of incidence increases, angle of refraction also increases at a particular stage, the angle of incidence greater than critical angle. So due to this, TIR will be takes place. Due to this TIR, for this observer, the tree, inverted image of the tree looks like pool of water. That is called optical illusion or formation of mirage. The same situation will be takes place on the tar road. While we are traveling on the car or bus, while we are observing from the glass of this car or bus, so on at a distant place on the road, some water will be sprinkled or patch of water, pool of water will be absorbed. Suppose if you go there, there will be no water. It will be again at some distance, again water pool will be observed. What is it? It is an optical illusion. So again, what are the conditions? At the same conditions, same situations will be occurs at the on the tar road also. The air layers near the tar road or gets heated. So and becomes rarer, and air layer somewhat away from the tar road, they are somewhat cool, they becomes denser. Again, when light travels from that denser to rarer, they suffers a TIR. Due to TIR, this optical illusion takes place or mirage will be formation will be takes place. Ready? So in today class, again ray optics, the remaining topics. So the question, define focal length of concave mirror prove that the radius of curvature of a concave mirror is double its focal length. So define focal length. So concave mirror. So this is the concave mirror. That means smooth polished surface will be inside. Outside there will be a silver coating or reflecting a surface. A line perpendicular to this midpoint of this geometric center of pole draw a perpendicular line. So this is called a principal axis. So the rays which move parallel to principal axis. So let us just say the name of the ray AB incident at here at a point on the plane mirror at B. Okay. So and it gets reflected and passes through a point on the principal axis. So it is called focus. Should be denoted with F. Now the distance between pole or geometric center or vertex or pole to focus is called focal length. Should be denoted with small f, focal length. Here it will be pole. Okay. Then you see the ray after reflection passes through this focus and draw a normal to the plane mirror, that means mirror to the mirror surface of this concave mirror. So it will be touches at a point C. It makes an angle theta with the principal axis. The reflected ray makes an angle 2 theta with the principal axis. See the normal line, normal to the mirror. Now the distance between the C and pole P is called radius of curvature, should be denoted with R. So according to our question, focal length. Focal length is nothing but distance between pole and focus. So then prove that radius of curvature. Radius of curvature should be denoted with R of a concave mirror is double its focal length. That means R becomes 2f. R is equal to 2f. Now we have to prove radius of curvature is double the focal length. R is equal to 2f. Or focal length is half of the radius of curvature. F is equal to R by 2. Okay. So again, once again, this is the concave mirror, smooth polished surface inward, outward there is a reflecting surface. So draw a parallel axis passes through the pole. So say allow a incident ray AB, that is it will be parallel to the principal axis. After reflection it passes through the point on the principal axis. It's called F. So this is called focus. The distance between pole and focus is nothing but focal length, denoted with small f. Again, draw a normal to the concave mirror. It passes through the C, that means center of curvature. The distance between C and pole is called radius of curvature, should be denoted with R. So here, so BC makes an angle theta, BF makes an angle 2 theta. So distances C to P, CP, okay, draw a perpendicular line B to principal axis. It will touches at a point D. Now CP nearly equal to CD and FP nearly equal to FD. So CP is CD is nothing but R, FP or FD nearly equal to F. Allow incident ray AB parallel to the principal axis. After reflection it passes through a point on the principal axis called focus. The distance between pole and focus is called focal length. Draw a normal line to the plane mirror, that is BC. Now angle, right angle, this ABC is equal to AB. Next next this is a triangle. One more triangle is there, that is triangle ABC will be equal to triangle, that means angle BCP. So it will be equal to theta. Next right angle triangle BFD. For triangle BCD also triangle BCD. From this triangle, tan theta will be equal to opposite by adjacent, that is BD by CD. Let us say it will be equation number 1. Next, another triangle, say BFD is also a triangle. From BFD, tan 2 theta is equal to BD by FD. See the equation number 2. Now divide equation 2 with 1. So what will going to happen? This tan 2 theta by tan theta is equal to BD by FD by BD by CD. So it will become cancel. It will be CD by FD. Suppose if angles are very small, then neglect the sign, we get neglect the tan, we get 2 theta by theta is equal to CD by FD. Theta will be cancelled. Then 2 is equal to CD are nearly equal to CP, that is equal to R. FD nearly FP is equal to F. Therefore 2 is equal to R by F, R is equal to 2F, F is equal to R by 2. See the answer for the given question. Here, the radius of curvature of a concave mirror is double the focal length. So, radius of curvature is double the focal length.